timeless voices of the eternal church.
Antipas, the faithful witness. When Jesus dictated his evaluations of the 7 churches of Asia Minor to Apostle John, he sent this message to the church at Pergamum, now Bergama in Turkey. I know that you live in the city where the great throne of Satan is located, and yet you have remained loyal to me, and you refused to deny me even when Antipas, my faithful witness, was martyred among you by Satan's followers. And yet, I have a few complaints against you. You tolerate some Nicolaitans among you. Repent, or I will come to you suddenly and fight against you with the sword of my mouth. Revelation 2 verse 13 to 16. There is no other mention of Antipas in the Bible or by ancient historians, but church tradition, along with known history of Pergamum, provides considerable detail. Antipas is said to have been an accomplished dentist who continued practicing medicine, along with faith healing after becoming a Christian. His faith and compassion were sufficient for the Apostle John, traditionally recognized as the overseer of the Asian churches, to install him as bishop in Pergamum. Pergamum was regally situated on a lofty hill about 16 miles inland from the Aegean Sea. Even though it was not on a major trade route, Pergamum was one of the most well-planned Greek cities of its time, with a theater, a temple dedicated to Athena, an amphitheater, a racetrack, and one of the finest libraries in the world. On the hillside was an awesome 40-foot high altar to Zeus that looked like a great throne surrounded by an impressive frieze depicting the epic world of heroes and gods, still visible today. All day this altar smoked with perpetual sacrifices to Zeus. Pergamum considered itself the custodian of ancient Greek religion. Possibly this is why Christ said it was where the great throne of Satan is located. In any case, church tradition tells us that the demons that the citizens of Pergamum worshipped had appeared to them and told them that they could no longer make Pergamum their home or throne, or accept the people's sacrifices, because the power of Antipas was casting them out. Antipas was therefore arrested and delivered to the governor, who tried to convince him to toss just a pinch of incense into the huge, red-hot brass idol of an ox used for continual sacrifices. After all, he argued, the old ways are better than your new religion. Antipas refused, which angered the governor so much that he had Antipas cast into the oven himself. While the door was still open, Antipas could be heard praying to God, glorifying his great power and thanking him for being worthy to suffer. There is some controversy as to when all this occurred. Some sources say Antipas died under Nero's persecution, possibly around AD 68. Others say he was not martyred until about 95, during the reign of Emperor Domitian, who was the first emperor to officially title him God the Lord, certainly a satanic claim. However, John probably wrote his revelation by 96, making it hard to imagine that the Pergamum church had gone so far off track as to tolerate the Nicolaitans' heresy in only 1 year. The scriptures identify Antipas as faithful, so we know he had no part in the heresy. The scriptures also imply that he inspired the rest of the church not to deny Christ under persecution, demonstrating his influence. Therefore, it seems more likely that Antipas was martyred on the earlier date, which would have given some 28 years for error to creep in. Proverbs 4 verse 23. Above all else, guard your heart, for it affects everything you do.
Reading from the complete book of Christian heroes, over 200 stories of courageous people who suffered for Jesus, compiled by Dave and Neta Jackson. This is the Eternal Church of Jesus Christ, the record